Hello, everybody. I'm recording an appendix to week 18 about bidding strong hands. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And off we go. So the 10% to remember slide was opener jumps to show a strong hand, 17 plus, maybe a good 16. A jump raise of responder's suit, um, either a jump to 3 to invite game. That'd be around 17 or 18. Again, maybe a good 16. You'll know a good 16 when you see it. Or with 19 or more, if you have a fit for responder suit, you can just jump to game because responder has promised 6 points and you have 19. Gosh, when I'm talking about this, I'm just assuming it's a major suit. Life is always complicated in the minors where we're trying to navigate our way to 3-no trump. Opener can jump rebid her own suit. Again, 17 to 19-ish, maybe a good 16. And it promises a good 6-card suit. The way to think of that is a suit that will play comfortably opposite a small doubleton. So not 6 to the ace jack, certainly 6 to the ace queen, 6 to the ace king, that sort of thing. Opener can jump shift into a new suit. So I open a heart, partner bids a spade, and rather than bidding 2 clubs, I jump to 3 clubs. That shows 19 plus, and it is forcing to game because responder showed 6. Opener can bid 2 clubs to say, I have a huge hand. That means 22 or more high card points balanced, or 22 or more points, high card points plus length if it's a suit-oriented hand. Responder cannot pass because opener could have game in her own hand. Responder almost always bids 2 diamonds. You must let opener describe her hand. And responder always makes a second bid unless the rebid by opener was 2-no trump, which is 22 to 24 balanced. And then if responder was completely broke, responder could pass. After a 2-no trump rebid, you can use your no trump machinery, which includes arithmetic first and foremost, plus stamen and transfers that we'll talk about in weeks 22 and 23. The most important thing in this appendix is a concept called the reverse by opener. I've heard a couple funny quotes about reverses. First of all, they're incredibly poorly named. The funny quote is, I believe both Larry Cohen and Marty Bergen, authors who kind of target intermediate players, both of them, when asked, do you teach reverses? They say, no, I let another bridge teacher do that. Anyway, let me do my best to describe what is meant by this silly term. If you read a typical definition from the internet, I'm not even going to read this. You'll just be, what are they talking about? So instead, here's the way to think about it. Let's compare 2 situations. Opener bids a diamond and responder bids a heart, and opener bids 2 clubs. Well, if responder wants to put opener back in her first suit, responder can just bid 2 diamonds. You can just go back to 2 diamond. You can go back to the diamond suit at the 2 level. But if the bidding goes like this, 1 club, 1 heart, 2 diamonds, if responder wants to put opener back in her first suit, she's got to go to the 3 level. Oh my gosh. If I want to put partner back in her first suit, I have to go up to the 3 level. The implication of that is that opener must have a strong hand. This kind of a sequence is called a reverse. Opener's reverse promises 17 or more points. Why? Because it generally is forcing you to get up to the 3 level. And if responder only had 6, you don't want to be at the 3 level unless opener's got some extra oomph. So here's how opener should be thinking. 1 club, responder bids a heart, 2 diamonds. Before making that bid, though, think Oh my gosh. If partner wants to prefer me back to my first suit, she must go to the 3 level. So I am promising extra strength. So that's how opener should think before making this bid. In fact, it's even better if opener thinks it before starting with a club, planning to bid 2 diamonds next. That sequence is a strong sequence. And responder, after the 2 diamond bid, responder thinks, oh my God, if I want to prefer partner back to her first suit, I must go to the 3 level. She promised extra strength. If both of you think this way, you'll never, as opener, bid a reverse by accident, and you'll never, as responder, miss the fact that opener has said, hey, I've got a big hand, 17 plus. Opener's reverse is forcing for 1 round. Responder must bid something. And both players bid naturally and just try to get to a good contract. Here's an example. Opener 10, 17 high, 1 for length. Opener bids a club. Responder 3, 6, 9, 1 for length, 10, nice hand. Responder bids a heart. And now opener bids 2 diamonds. That's promising extra strength. That's promising 17 or more points, forcing for 1 round. Typically, when you make a reverse, your first suit was 5 or more, and your second suit was a little shorter. You might have had 6 clubs and 4 diamonds, but if you were 4-4 or 5-5, you always start with the diamond suit first. If the suits are equal length, you always start with the higher ranking suit. If the suits are different lengths and you start with the lower ranking one, when you bid the other, you're, by the internet definitions and by the way we see this and think about it, you're making a reverse because you're forcing partner to bid at a higher level. What should partner do in this case? Well, opener's got 17 plus. Responder has pretty much of a spade stopper and good holding in hearts. And it feels like there'll be sources of tricks in the minor suits. So responder would bid 3 now. What strong bids can responder make? Well, decades ago, responder's immediate jump shift was a strong bid. I open a diamond, partner bids 2 hearts. Now, most people play it as weak, showing a long suit. We're not going to talk about that at all in Planet Bridge, but I put it in as a PS. So responder's focus is 2 questions: what suit and how high? That's all we care about when we're bidding. And usually after opener's rebid, responder will have a very clear idea of whether we need to stop or go to game or invite. If opener makes a strong bid and responder's got 9-ish points, she knows to go to game. If opener makes a minimal rebid, a diamond, a heart, 1 no trump, and responder is fairly weak, responder knows to stop. And a lot of times responder's kind of in the middle. There's usually a clear way to do it. Let's look at some examples. Opener bids a diamond, responder bids a heart, opener bids 2 clubs. Responder now has a pretty good picture of opener's hand. Opener does not have 19 because she would have jump shifted to 3 clubs. So responder has a pretty good idea of what opener's hand looks like, and responder might pass. That's an example of stopping. A diamond, a heart, 1 no trump, again, a minimal hand. Opener has 12 to 14. Opener does not have 4 spades. Opener does not have 4 hearts. Responder might stop or invite or bid game. Bidding 2 no trump would be invitational. Opener is limited to 12 to 14. Opener will now make a decision about whether to accept the invitation or to pass. And let's start with opener bidding a heart, responder bids a spade. Again, opener bids 1 no trump, 12 to 14 balanced. If responder has, say, 13 points, responder knows they need to be in game. Maybe responder had 3-card heart support and couldn't show it on the first round, and now she jumps to 4 hearts, or she jumps to 3 no trump. Many possibilities. Sometimes responder must force opener to bid again. You may have heard a new suit by responder is forcing for 1 round. Better way to think about it is a new suit by an unlimited hand is forcing for 1 round. So let's look at some examples. Opener bids a heart, responder bids a no trump, opener bids 2 clubs. What's going on? 1 no trump limited responder's hand. Responder cannot force opener to bid again. What would it mean if responder bid 2 diamonds? It would mean responder was weak and had a ton of diamonds, probably at least half a dozen diamonds, and just thinks 2 diamonds is the safest place to be. Responder could have passed 2 clubs. Responder could have preferred back to 2 hearts. Responder had a lot of options. Responder is limited. Responder can't force opener to bid because she's limited. 2 diamonds here, a new suit is not forcing. What's going on? Responder said, yikes, I told you I'm weak. I can't tolerate hearts or clubs. I already denied having 4 spades. I have a weak hand with a lot of diamonds. Let's play it here. On the other hand, a heart, a spade, 2 clubs, same start. Now opener is limited to 18 points because there was no jump shift. So now opener can't force responder to bid again. Once you've limited your hand, you can't force your partner to bid again. Now, if responder bids 2 diamonds, responder's initial bid did not limit her hand in any way. This 2 diamonds is a forcing bid. Maybe opener has a stopper and can bid no trump, stopper in diamonds. Maybe opener has 3 spades, couldn't raise the first time, but now she could bid 2 spades to say I have 3 spades. So again, the phrase you've probably heard is a new suit is forcing for 1 round, or a new suit by responder is forcing for 1 round. A much better way to think about it is a new suit by an unlimited hand is forcing for 1 round. And here are some examples where responder was limited and can't force. Opener was limited and can't force. Responder was unlimited and the new suit was forcing. Couple comments about the 2 club opener showing a huge hand. Responder must bid. The classic examples we've looked at are 10, 22 high card points. We'd open 2 no trump. We'll get to that in a sec. Or it could be a suit-oriented hand. Hard to count this one. 5, 10, 21 high, 2 for length is 23. These hands require very little from partner to make game, and so you need to let her know. The 2 club opener says, partner, I have a huge hand. A 2 club opening bid is almost game forcing. Opener almost has game in her hand. So in each of these 2 cases, you open 2 clubs. Your next bid here will say, I'm balanced. And your next bid here will say, I have a good spade suit. I want to offer a caution about big 2 suited hands. Maybe you have a really strong hand with 2 good 5-card suits. They're really hard to describe after you make a 2 club opener. You open 2 clubs, partner bids 2 diamonds, you bid 2 spades to show your spade suit. Now partner bids something else and you bid your next suit. It's going to take a lot of bids to get there. It's perfectly fine to do it, but it's worth considering based on your hand whether to open one of your suits at the one level and then jump shift into the other. You'll be sad if you open one and everyone passes, but if you're short in 2 suits, somebody's likely to have length and bid in those suits. So again, many situations in bridge, who knows what to do. Before you open a big 2 suited hand with 2 clubs, I would just suggest you consider opening one of the suits at the one level. Up to you, will depend hand to hand. What does opener do after the two club opening bid? Well, responder is almost always going to bid two diamonds, waiting to hear more. And then opener describes her hand. So the first hand we looked at was 22 high card points. You rebid two no trump, showing 22 to 24. You can rebid three no trump with 25 to 27. And you all know my joke that if you have 28 or more, just leave the bridge table and go buy a lottery ticket, because that's one hand in 35,000 or something like that. Here's the suit-oriented hand that we looked at before. You just rebid two spades to say I have a spade suit. Partner must say something at this point, because it took you two bids to give the message that I have a big hand with a spade suit. She has to give you a chance to go to game on your own if you need to, but you want to be able to have a conversation. Very rare. Sometimes I open two clubs and partner has a 5-card major with two of the top three honors and 8 or more total points. In that case, I want responder to bid her suit, because based on my hand, I may then have a very, very good idea of where we should play the contract. It's pretty rare for responder to have a hand this wonderful when you open two clubs. Comment after openers rebid over the two club open after the two club opener. If opener rebids two no trump, which is the most common thing after a two club opener, just use your no trump machinery, arithmetic, stamen, and transfers. Remember, responder's captain of the team. And if opener rebids two of a suit, just bid naturally. Raise opener if you have a fit. And here's an intermediate point related to that. If you have a fit, you should play in game or slam. I mean, if opener's got 22 and you've got a fit, even if you have almost 0 high card points, you're almost certainly going to make a game, because your length to give opener that fit is likely to yield some trick somewhere. If you have a fit and a minimal hand, just jump to game in partner's suit. That's called fast arrival. With a better hand, you just raise one level. Two clubs, two diamonds, two spades, three spades. Hey, partner, let's play in spades. I could have just jumped to game, but I want to go slowly so we can explore slam if that's something you're interested in. And that's the end of the presentation. Appreciate your attention. Thanks. Bye.